light this, and I'm going to see how this turbocharged Vulcan system works. Blast furnace. Rod, see if you can provide a little shelter there and get them started. Turn the vacuum in, the shop back on now, and let's zoom in and just see what So the theory here, Hovey, is you're creating more oxygen faster, kind of turbocharged. The back door is open a little bit. Is that proper, or does it need to be closed?
No, that's good. I actually have when I run the forge, I use a variable speed on that.
Well, where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah, let me get started. Okay, this is going to take, it's going, it's just going to take a few minutes to do.
Yeah.
It's not instant.
That is pretty quick. You can see it catching pretty fast. Try this on your split chicken, right?
You get pretty close to
Look at that.
pile that up now.
That is, Hovey, that's impressive as hell.
Get a little mechanical assist.
Now this is for the backyard grillers that can never get the grill started.
When did you come up with this idea?
Came rather naturally. You use assisted air for forging anyway.
Yeah. Now that is very, very impressive. Huh.
Don't do this near anything flammable.
And whatever you do, if you're gonna, don't do this anywhere near your house. Oh my goodness. So if you're bottom line is, if you're all tired of waiting for the charcoal to light and you're hungry, this is one way to get the fire lit fast. I almost went upstairs around to get the camcorder, but by the time I get the microphone hooked up and everything, this is just as fast. He would have been done by the time I got the microphone and everything hooked up. Oh my goodness gracious. Wow.
On the inside, Ron, you'll see a sheet of metal.
Yep.
With a handle on it, bring that please.
How large is it?
Oh, the big one?
Yep.
This is very, very impressive, Tommy. Now, at what point are you adding more? You got enough there. You'll just shut the blast furnace down?
Pretty much.
shut the blast furnace down, put a grill on top, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna add a little more fresh charcoal.
You want it to get it all white anyhow, right? All right, so add a little bit more charcoal.
Rim side up or down?
This side up. Well, hang on. Okay. Let me straighten it out.
Have you done a video on this one yet, Hovey?
Yeah.
And I missed it. That's one I missed.
Okay, Ron, now take care of your fingers.
Okay.
Grab it by the other end there. And center it up.
Now we're going to get that hot. We're going to scrape it down. Get it as clean as we can.
You remember that jug of canola oil that's in the floor? Bring that, please.
So with a little bit of creativity, a little ingenuity, like they say, the invention.
Okay, pour a little bit in here. About 3 or 4 tablespoons.
They say necessity is the mother of invention. At least that's what I was told by my parents.
A little more right in here.
A little more oil so we get the griddle going. Careful not to get the oil in the middle of the fire. Now, we no longer need any more air. We got enough oxygen going. We got a super hot fire here. So this becomes an American Chinese wok invention here, basically, right?
Sheet iron cooking is what I call
Huh?
it. Sheet iron cooking.
Sheet iron cooking.
Well, not too dissimilar from the Japanese.
Ancient,
Yeah, for the
ancient-
Japanese,
ancient
yeah.
technique going all the way back to the Phoenicians who did it on bronze. They were the first people to be able to produce actually sheet metal that
Yeah.
you could cook on. So this goes back really to, if you want to trace it that far back, to all the way back to biblical times.
And what all have you got in there? Apples? I see apples in there.
Onions,
Carrots, onions.
bell
Apples,
peppers.
carrots, onions, bell peppers. Man, we could make my wild boar sausage real quick. Peppers and onions on that, huh?
Okay, open that door a little bit.
And that just gives it enough natural oxygen to continue cooking.
Yeah.
Oh, the temperature here in Sandwichville, Georgia dropped from about 70 yesterday. And it's going down to 27 tonight. Right now it is cold.
But this way you keep all your cooking smells out of the house.
Yeah.
All the grease and all that kind of stuff. And you start off with your things that are harder to cook first, like the carrots, and these are Irish potatoes and onions. In the Cajun fashion, you always start your onions and garlic first.
Always got to be careful not to burn the garlic, right?
And I'm of the opinion you can't put too many onions in anything.
Any kind of onions, or are you preferential to the Georgia favorites?
I don't like them.
Really? Okay. You like the...
I want onions with taste. The Vidalia onions, the sweet onions.
Too
You can eat them
mild.
like apples, but that's not
Yeah.
that's not what I want an onion for.
Vidalia are my favorite. Too sweet for you?
Yeah, too mild. I
You-
prefer the Spanish onions particularly.
Okay. So I'm thinking the game plan here will be to take the vegetables off and then put the venison on, or are you going to
No.
add the venison right to
No, you
the
do it all together.
all together? Very
You
simple.
start the vegetables first because they take longer to cook.
Right. Probably only a minute or so, minute, 2 minutes on the venison pieces.
About halfway there on the potatoes.
Yeah. Ron, in the refrigerator, there's some cut tomatoes in a bowl. Well, actually, in that plastic container you wash. Those will be among the last things to go on.
So, Hovey adds the venison back straps, cut into tiny pieces with a little bit of flour, salt, and pepper. Now, I'm looking, that's bountiful enough to serve right like it is. If you had a large group, you'd probably add some rice too. Oh. If you tend to make a dish like this for yourself and then do some frozen portions, put it away for the rest of the week, or
Every once in a while. I usually do this when I cook for a bunch of people, obviously.
yeah. Well, this would be a big hit, like
Well,
it.
especially since it's also entertainment value along with,
Oh, yeah.
along with the...
You know how much money they pay to go to a Japanese restaurant and watch people do that? If you practice any of those fancy tricks where you cut the egg in the air, only kidding you. Well, listen, I have to tell you, I'm in Sandersville, Georgia, and they like to say in the South, you can walk the walk, but you can talk the talk, but you better learn how to walk the walk. Did I get it right?
Yeah.
What are you laughing at? This man definitely knows how to do this kind of stuff. So we've just added some beans and we've added some corn. Corn appears to become a mainstay in most of Hovey's preparations this week.
Well, many things that we cook have either cornmeal or some form of corn.
The dog's going to love the fact that every once in a while a piece is going to fall off the side there if we're not careful, right?
Well, as long as we don't attract buzzards, we're doing fine.
So do we have a stainless steel bowl to put this in? Once we're all done, should I get one from the kitchen?
Well, you can.
I'll have to send Ron because obviously I'm standing here
But
filming.
I'm going to serve this with tray on plate, so.
Want to bring out 3 plates?
We'll need them.
Well, you'll need to get this off, otherwise it'll overcook. We got to get the excess off.
No, you don't.
What? No?
You don't.
You can push it off to the side.
That's exactly right.
Oh, okay.
That's the beauty of this.
You move it off to
long
direct
piece,
heat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, similar to the wok, which is you can move things up.
Yeah, I'm thinking this is a wok, a flat wok, but more like the Japanese. You probably, I'm guessing you had 18,000 BTUs going there. And we're going to finally put the tomatoes on top. And I think there's a jar of mushrooms over there, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right?
Yeah, they'll go last.
Mushrooms will be the last thing added. Oh.
See, this is another way you control your heat. is by keep adding cold stuff to it as it's needed.
I'll show you tonight. I'll show you the pictures of the whole pig we did in the Chinese cooking box. Apparently, that comes from Chinese people that moved to Cuba. They call it Chinese Cuban cooking box. I didn't know there were any Chinese in Cuba, but
I don't know of a country in the world.
I just bought my uncle.
They're not Chinese.
What's that?
I don't know of a country in the world where they're not Chinese, actually.
Yeah, really. I bought my uncle, who's a model railroader, for his birthday, for his 90th birthday. I bought him a book on the driving of the Golden Spike. That was all. Those railroads were all laid by Chinese. Oh my goodness, it's gotten really cold out here. All right, so we're into this entire preparation, about 15 minutes. And that included getting the coals started. Now you talk about fast food, quality slow food fast. This was very impressive. Bobby's going to add the mushrooms, juice and all, for more flavor. You got a week's worth of food here, Hovey.
Well, you can't cook small.
Was this the deer that was shot last week, the doe?
Yes. Yeah.
All right, Ron's been running into the kitchen for the utensils and the plates.
Well, sadly, I didn't bring utensils.
And we're moving it off the heat. Everything is done. Gotta be careful on this one piece of venison right there. We don't want that to fall off. Does that look amazing or what?
Well, this generally will consume that whole amount of charcoal.
Okay. Now it's ready to serve.
What do you call this dish, Hovey?
That's a stir fry.
All right, that's the end. Hovey's Chinese stir fry.